Hey, this is Jesse from Darkcell, and you're listening to Cat on Collision Voice FM.
Hi, Jesse. It's Kat. How are you?
Hey, good. How are you, Cat?
I'm good, thank you. It's
That's good.
been a long time coming to actually get a chance to have a chat to you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, been watching you guys for a few years now, and wow, things have been getting exciting this year, haven't they?
Yeah, I put it in the never a dull moment category.
Never a dull moment, and not slowing down, actually doing the opposite at the moment.
Yeah, we have a hard time slowing down. We just like to keep busy. So, yeah, I guess it's a good problem to have.
Well, you actually did the full tour with Motionless in White this year, so I guess before I go on any further, what was that like? How awesome was that?
Yeah, that was a real, life game-changing experience for us, because, they're one of those bands that we've looked up to for quite some time, and coincidentally, they just happen to be friends of ours as well. So, just the sheer excitement that they actually wanted us to be on the tour was, just added more sweetener to the experience. And we had a really good time, learned a lot, and, made a lot of new friends. So it was good.
Yeah. And you've actually done the national Soundwave tour as well.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, we did that 2014 with bands like Motionless, and that's where we met them the first time, and, got to play with some bands that, we've been fans of for years, and that was one of them tours that showed us the ropes and gave us a chance to really challenge ourselves as a band, and it's kind of stuck with us since, really. We've always we've prided ourselves on being a band that is constantly challenging ourselves to see just how far we can push what we do. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, you guys, you've got the whole sort of goth horror thing happening as per Wednesday 13, Rob Zombie, and as you said, Motionless in White being an influence. Yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of shows because your music's kind of got like the pop sort of melody happening, but it's then full on heavy too. No one can deny you're a metal band.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing, the whole evolution of how the band has gone. We've always been horror fiends, Matt and myself both come from horror band backgrounds. So, this is an overnight thing for us. It's kind of like been with us since we picked up an instrument. For us, it's a life thing, it's a 24/7 lifestyle. And but it's also something that we don't rely on, because for us it's always been the music first and foremost. When we started Darkcell, it was with the premise of writing the kind of exciting industrial rock music that we wanted to reflect on and enjoy, 20 years on. And if anyone enjoyed it, then that was a bonus for us. And I guess the journey just evolved from there, just the opportunities we received to play with the bands that we got to play with, and that just really I guess shaped us into the beast that we've become.
And how do you see that evolving, because you are going to be working on new music next year?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's funny, I was only talking about this with the guys in recent times. We're just talking about the whole, I guess, without speaking boastfully, we pride ourselves on being the band that can actually claim themselves to be the total package without, again, sounding egotistical. And when I say that with the sense of we've taken the journey making the music that, worked very hard on making and making it the best we can make. Like you say, all those pop hooks and melodies. We're fans of pop music. We're fans of melodies and big choruses that you can sing along to. We're not into self-indulgent shoegazing music. We're into music that makes you want to throw your fist in the air and have a good time. And yeah, it does certainly have a heavy twist and continues to. But, the packaging for us was, it's just something that's taken a life of its own. We didn't sort of set out to go, let's go look like this band or anything like that. It's been a process that started from just wearing basic black eyeliner to, anything. So, I mean, at any given moment, if we wanted to, we could just seriously just drop it all and I could quite happily just walk out in, a strawberry shortcake T-shirt, just to be totally ridiculous, not saying that I would, but, I guess the point I'm making is we're that band that's just prided itself on, making memorable music, and we're very grateful that people enjoy it, that do enjoy it. So it's been great.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the About section of your Facebook and like the bands and that you've played with and what you've done in 7 years is pretty overwhelming actually.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, like recently we've sort of reminisced a little bit and kind of just gone, wait a sec, we have done quite a fair bit, like, I mean, I still get goosebumps about, doing things like Soundwave, and even the fact that we got asked to do a second time on the cancelled 2016 event.
Oh, yeah.
But, like that was, I never would have guessed that in a million years, not even the first time, So just some of those achievements we made have just been great. But I think for us, one of the greatest achievements is just the thrill of being in the studio and creating what we create, and just watching the process from a pretty simple idea evolve into a monster of a song, and something that we can just sit back and go, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and speaking of ideas and things, well, you guys don't just do shows anymore. Well, you do still do shows, but you like to do your little festivals and that and get a lot of bands involved. And
yeah, I guess, it's always been something that we've wanted to do since the get-go, but we just wanted to, I guess, build the foundations first, and so now we're in a position where we're fortunate enough to put on a bit of a party, as we like to call it, and, doing the shows we've got coming up, it's exciting, the fact that we can share such an occasion with, bands that we have admiration for, and the hardest part was trying to pick all the bands, because there was a lot of bands that we really wanted on the bill, but we just had to be stringent and just, really narrow down what we, who we had to play with. And just, I guess for us, we wanted to make it pretty diverse as well. So, yeah.
Well, you just read my mind, because I'm just wondering what sort of bands you look for when you're looking for lineups, because you don't want all horror bands.
No, well, that's the thing, man. Like, it's a good problem to have, like, I mean, honestly, I'm not into one dimensions performances. I'm into, the total experience for people, giving people the bang for the buck, so that they walk away not feeling shortchanged, like they feel like they've gotten more than their money's worth.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking at that actually, and it is pretty much more than your money's worth, because you've got your Darkcell Psycho Circus events of 2017 about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And one's in Sydney and one's in Brisbane, of course.
Yeah.
And it's only like $30 at the door, or $25 plus booking fee.
Yeah.
And you've got like 7 or 8 bands on the lineup.
Yeah. I feel pretty guilty charging, like just hearing that ticket charge. I'm like, oh man, I would have charged cheaper, but it's just putting on an event like that. The overheads are, for the kind of show you want to put on, you've got to finance it somehow. And I guess we're being a bit ambitious with this, but the payoff for us is that we hope to make it a regular event, so like an annual event that people can get excited about. In the same way that they used to get excited about Soundwave or Big Day Out or anything like that. Not saying that our events, anywhere near the ballpark of those events, but it's like, it's a show that people can, mark on their yearly calendar and get excited about.
Hey, Soundwave started as a festival in Perth.
It did. Yeah, it was.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't want to fall over by trying to take on too much. And don't feel guilty about the price. I just counted. There's 9 bands on both bills. That's like about $3 a band. Yeah. What band doesn't deserve to get paid $3 for the work they put in?
Well, that's it, So, no, it's good, like, I mean, for the people coming, they get to experience great flavors of music, a visual experience, and we encourage everyone to come dressed up and, really get into the festivities of the event.
Yeah, and the first one is actually the Sydney one on the 2nd of December, the Saturday the 2nd. And then the following Saturday, you're at your hometown in Brisbane at the Bright Side on the 9th.
Yeah.
And then you're not doing your festivals, but you are doing some more shows, actually. That one's even before that. You're in Newcastle on the 1st of December.
Yep.
And then you are coming to Melbourne to Bang on the 16th of December.
Yeah.
And that's it for the year then? That's
it.
Covering the East Coast again, so you're happy with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a busy
You
year
know,
touring, hasn't it, for you guys?
yeah, well, I mean, the dust has barely settled, after playing a bunch of shows in Sydney recently, and, the Motionless in White tour is still fresh in our minds. And, yeah, I mean, it's been a very active year, hasn't really given us much moment to pause. So, once again, as I say, I think I speak for all of us, we're extremely grateful that we get to be in this position, and, just the opportunity to be able to do what we do and do it as much as we get to do it. It's very gratifying.
Yeah, and well, you did release your last single, Hail to the Freaks, in August. So
Yep.
this tour isn't like for the single, it's just because you don't want to sit still.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of like a end of the year blowout, just a chance for us to just, celebrate another great year for us, and, just remind people who we are and why we do what we do. And I guess, it's a experience for all the freaks out there to come out and, get their freak on. So, that's how we roll.
That's awesome. And with everything you have done in Australia, which is heaps, what about going overseas? Are you thinking about that at all, or are you focusing on Australia?
Oh, we think about it every day. Like I think any band in this country thinks about doing it, because obviously for the band like us that do what we do, we've been told on far too many occasions, especially with bands that we've toured with, you guys would absolutely kill it in Europe, or you guys would kill it in the US or Japan. We get told this stuff all the time, and it kind of reaches a point where you don't really get sick of it, but you just kind of go, okay, I get the point. We really need to go back overseas, but it's easier said than done. I mean, so many bands love coming to Australia, and it's interesting. After touring overseas, it's interesting seeing the difference between how bands are treated here in our own country versus back in their own countries. It's quite an interesting visual of perception versus reality. So, for us touring overseas, we got a huge education in how far we could push ourselves as a band and prove ourselves as, a band that can hold its own with international level bands. So it's very interesting. But we love playing in Australia, always will, and we just go wherever this journey can take us, possibly.
Yeah, and you do have your final shows of the year coming up in December. Is there something you want to say to your fans to get them to get their heads in front of you at your shows?
Yeah, man, honestly, these shows are like our big way of saying thank you. We're going to be playing two of the most ambitious shows in our careers to date, that we've put on ourselves. And, we want everyone to be part of the history. We're writing another chapter. And I guess for me, it would be awesome to have people there to share the experience with and, just let themselves go and just leave life behind for a brief moment and come get your freak on.
That's amazing. And you guys, you not only craft good songs and that, but you have to be noticed because you're not sitting around doing nothing. You're out there saying, look at us. We're here, and people have to look. It's just, that's what a band has to do, and it works. If you're good, it works.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, you have to have a bit of attitude about it. You have to have a little bit of cockiness. I mean, we've learnt that from, bands that we've looked up to. And for us, we can confidently boast that we write good songs. In the same breath that I say that, I also say I understand there's, has many people that don't like it, and that's cool. I would never expect the whole universe to like what we do, but I'm totally appreciative the fact that people like our music, and the journey that we've been able to be on has allowed us to really hone our craft, and I feel like we're writing the best music we've written to this day. I love everything we put out, man. I really do. I have no regrets. I mean, you can always look back and go, oh, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. I guess when you procrastinate and start repainting and retouching things, you sort of lose the purity of what that was in its rawest form. And I think people will digest raw material a lot more in its organic state than they will if it's over processed.
Right. One of the secrets to Darkcell's success just being given away.
Oh, it's no secret, man. I guess it's just a pinch of passion and a whole lot of excitement and just love of what you do. You know,
definitely advice worth listening to for younger bands just starting out in that too.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah. And I will tell people again, it's the 1st of December. You're actually in Newcastle, which is $15 pre-sale and $20 at the door. Then the 2nd, you're in Sydney at the Ballface Stag, which is the Psycho Circus Festival, and there are 9 bands, $25 pre-sale, $30 at the door.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yep. And then the next week in Brisbane at the Bright Side, the 9th of December, also the Psycho Circus event with 9 bands. Not the same band, so if you're up that way, you can travel to both shows even.
Yeah, well, that's it, man. I mean, you know,
you're doing it, so they can too.
Yeah, well, you know, people do travel to see us play, so it's the only people stopping them are themselves, so, you know, yeah.
And then Saturday, the 16th of December, you'll be in Melbourne at Bang, and that is $25 at the door. But if people say Darkcell at the door, then they can get in for $20.
Sweet deal.
They should most definitely do that.
I think they should. These shows, we're going to end the year with a bang. You're just going to have to come along and check it out, because who knows what's going to happen. Yeah,
it's going to be exciting to see what you do next year with the new music too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll have to tell people they can find out more about you at www.darkcell.com, which has still got the 3 for the E instead of the E. Or
.com.au.
You are facebook.com/darkcellofficial.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you at last, and
likewise.
Look forward to catching up with you very soon for one of your live shows.
Yes, that'd be great.
You'll be in Melbourne again the 16th of December at Bang, and people should definitely go to find Darkcell Official on Facebook and give you a like, because you guys are always trying out new ideas and doing something different.
Yeah. You know, you can come along and just see my ridiculous dance moves, or you can see how many stick twirls Jay can do in one song. You know, it's there's a multitude of exciting activities to catch at our show, but it's all high energy. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, we're not one of these bands that just gets self-indulgent and stares at their feet and expects everyone to get off. You know, we actually do let the music do the talking, but we get grooving into it as well. So
meet you in the mosh.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much.
And hopefully we'll catch up again sometime for a good chat, because there's so much more that I could have talked to you about.
Oh, for sure.
Awesome.
I'm sure we will.
Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Goodbye. See ya.
Okay, bye.